What's up, my podcast listeners? It's your host, Presale List, and I'm pumped because it's a Wednesday, my dudes. Hopefully someone knows that reference. And I don't have a migraine, so I'm excited. Last Wednesday and Thursday, I had this prolonged migraine that I was fighting. And when I get migraines, I've brought this up on my show before, I'm just completely just done. But anyway, it's sunny, it's hot, it's a rare thing here in Vancouver. So I'm in a good mood. And I released my ebook cover a couple days ago, and a lot of people were pumped and excited for me. People have been putting their names down for the presale list. So if you're one of those people who did not, I'm going to link a link in my show notes of this episode to put your name down for the presale list. So when I am ready to release my ebook, you get first dibs and access to my book before anyone else. So let's get into the topic of the show. So since I am kind of getting back into the topic of just strictly weight loss and fat loss and things like that, I want to take a moment to ask you guys a serious question, because I think a lot of times when people fall into all right, I want to lose weight, this year is going to be my year, or next month I'm going to start my fitness and diet regimen and I'm going to be super consistent and whatever. A question that we need to ask ourselves to truly be ready is, as you start the process, that you've mentally made that choice that you are going to go down this path and give it your all, after the first week is done, ask yourself, did I put 100% effort in each day? Out of 10 being you crushed each day on your training, your food, and everything, out of 10, where are you at? And I think when we take this time to actually reflect, it kind of exposes a lot of truth. If we're actually in the mindset of actually seeing success, because it's really easy to say oh, I'm going to finally see success in the fitness and health department, I'm going to work out every day, I'm going to meal prep, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. But when it actually happens, when you're trying to put the effort in, most of us don't put 100% effort in. It may be 60%, but we don't know that, and we expect 100% of a return, which makes no sense. It's equivalent to you studying for a test, but rather than studying every single night for 4 hours, you do an hour 3 times in the week, and then you think that that's going to give you an A. That doesn't make sense, So I think what we need to do to actually see the success that we're hoping for is, at the end of each week, take a second to reflect. Okay, Monday through Saturday, did I exercise? Did I exercise long enough? Did I get all my sets in? Did I go for that walk that I wanted to go for on my off day? Did I actually stretch and do mobility? Did I wake up earlier like I wanted to so I could fit in my workout? Did I eat all my meals that I meal prepped? Did I meal prep? All these questions, and give yourself a little tick or a check mark, and count how many of those you got out of all the things that you listed. And guaranteed there is probably things that you're missing, and this is what people need. People think they're doing a lot more than they actually are. It's kind of like how I brought before on my show that when I ask clients how's your diet, how does your eating look like? And everyone says, oh, I eat pretty good. But that's a generic thing that you actually don't eat well. The fact that you're struggling with weight loss means that you're not eating well enough or as well as you think, right? Like, this is the thing that you need to really pinpoint and take the time to figure that shit out. So what we need to do is actually take the time to, review our efforts, right? It's kind of like when I create a workout routine for a client, I have it on an app where I get every client to track their reps, their weights, and their sets. And if you don't have a clear workout plan, like even if you put the minimum effort of like literally writing a workout plan on a piece of paper, at least you have something to follow compared to what most people do is just go into the gym and kind of hope for the best or follow a exercise class or what their friend's doing. But if you don't actually write down your reps, your sets, your like whatever you did, any kind of notes of how you felt that day, like you're not actually putting 100% effort in, right? And I think this is why so many people end up being disappointed with their progress. They think they're putting all this effort in and then they get frustrated. They're like, I'm not getting better, I'm not losing weight, this is not working, I need to like find something else, and they give up. But really, it's on you, right? Like, majority of what you try to do with fitness and health, if you don't see the result you're looking for, it's literally your fault. And I know that's harsh to say, but you need to understand that you need some sort of accountability in order to see the success you are. Sure, there's so many other factors out there that influence your success, but majority of it is on you. Like, it's on you that you decided to go home early rather than go to the gym. And actually today was a good example. I finished work late because I spent some extra time with my last patient because I wanted to do a thorough assessment, and I usually work out during that time, and I was like, you know what, I'll just work out after. I went overtime and I'm like, shit, I don't have enough time, whatever, I'm gonna fit it in. But I was close to just being like, you know what, I'm just gonna go home because it's easier. We like to get to the easy things faster than something that's hard, right? Even when we try to put in some effort on something hard, we rather do easy. Because even when I train clients in person and we're working through our sets and we get to that third set and the client goes, so that's it, right? We're not doing a fourth set? I'm like, no, yes, we're doing a fucking fourth set, right? So even in those situations where you have someone in front of you, you're literally asking me if they can just do the minimum. And sure, yes, there are times where you should do the minimum, maybe even a little less to recover, whatever it is. But in majority of the situations, you want to do that little extra bit because that extra little bit is going to count big time long term, right? Little things add up a lot. So you need to put in a little bit more effort than you are right now. Like, be real with yourself. If you ask yourself, are you giving 100% to your fitness and health? You're most likely going to say no. Like, you've stretched every single option. Like, you're at your brim of how much shit you can take on. And, you going to the gym one day a week and just eating as much, like, as well as possible is your, like, main focus, then yes, you are doing enough. But if you dedicated like 2 to 3 times a day to the gym and try to meal prep every day, and you're like half-assing it, and then you're getting mad at the world that you're not seeing the result, like, come on. You can do better. But the only way to find that out is taking that time to reflect if you're actually giving 100%. Like, grade yourself. Like every single day out of 100%, give you a percentage of your success. And sure, there's going to be days where you're going to be like 23% because your kid was up all night, you had 3 hours of sleep, you forgot to make your meals the day before, and you're all over the place. Sure, that's a fail. But give yourself some grace on those kind of days. But if you had a day where you felt like, yeah, I'm going to go home instead of go to the gym, I'm going to order something in because it'll be a little bit faster than me going home and spending an hour to cook, whatever it is. Yeah, maybe that's a 50% day. Maybe a 40% day. See if you can actually get to those 100% days where you fucking nail it. Because those are the days that make a difference. And you can physically see. And I would love for people to use one of those big-ass calendars that they can place in a room that they see every day to physically see where you're at on a daily basis. And then on a monthly basis, you can see your progress. And then when you like weigh yourself after a couple months or whatever it is, and you're not happy with that number, if you reflect back on your calendar, you'd be like, yeah, shit, that makes sense because I went out to eat 6 times in 1 week. I didn't work out for 2, and here I am. Whereas if you stepped on the scale and you were like on average 70 to 90% on each day of completing what you told yourself you would do to improve your health, and you see the number go down or whatever your metric was for improvement, then you'll go, oh yeah, shit, I've been doing really well. And it always almost like reassures that you're doing what you're supposed to do. So I'm going to end it there because I feel like I can be a lot more ranty about this. But yeah, I think we need to kind of give ourselves a little reality check for this kind of stuff, And if we actually take the time to reflect, reevaluate, and review, we won't be in that kind of rut area where we feel helpless and we've tried everything and nothing's working type of scenario. So I'm going to end it there. Thank you for listening. Hit the show notes. Add me on Facebook. Add me on Instagram. And also hit the show notes because I'm going to add that link so you can sign up to the pre-sale list for my new ebook. That's it from you guys. I love you all. Until next time.